Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Becca.
And we are professional Englishists.
So today we are going to talk about this guy, the comma.
But first we want to thank you for all of your comments on the first video. This video is actually inspired by Amy Bradshaw, our first commenter, who said, I'm an amateur writer, and I was wondering if there was anything you can teach about commas. I'm really bad about understanding when and where it is appropriate to use them.
Thank you so much for your question, Amy. In school, we're all taught that commas are used when you want to create a pause in your sentence, and that's not exactly true. In reality, commas are nothing more than grammatical tools, and like all tools, they can be used correctly and incorrectly. Comma usage can seem really complicated and random at times, but we'll try our best to help you understand why and how to use them properly.
This is going to take us a few videos though, because comma usage is a huge topic. So for this video, we're mainly going to focus on dependent and independent clauses, because clauses are really the place to start before we can really understand comma usage.
Independent clauses contain a subject and a predicate. The subject, in simple terms, is the acting force in the sentence. Think of it this way. If the sentence were a novel, the subject would be the sentence's protagonist. The predicate, on the other hand, is everything else. It's where the action happens. It's actually a lot more complicated than this, but that's going to be saved for other videos. And really, if you have a question about anything that we talk about in this video, please put your questions in the comments below and we will get back to you.
An independent clause can stand on its own, whereas a dependent clause is kind of like when you're living with your parents still and you can't really make it on your own without their help. For example, the doctor can travel through time and space is an independent clause. It is a complete thought containing a subject, the doctor, and a predicate, all the rest.
We can connect an independent clause to a dependent clause without the need for a comma, like this. The doctor can travel through time and space, but always brings a companion with him. A dependent clause can't stand on its own because it lacks a subject. It is therefore dependent on the preceding clause. As a result, we don't need a comma to connect them.
One easy way to identify independent clauses is if they can make simple, complete sentences on their own. If you take out all the other clauses in the sentence and the clause you're left with seems to make sense on its own, it's probably an independent clause. If it doesn't, it's probably a dependent one.
You can change a dependent clause into an independent clause by adding a subject, such as he. When we do this to our previous example, the dynamic between those clauses changes. We can keep the clauses separated by using a period. The doctor can travel through time and space, period. He always brings a companion with him. Or we can connect them into one sentence. We can't just use a comma though. It's a comma splice, because a comma isn't strong enough on its own to connect two independent clauses. One way to fix this is by using a coordinating conjunction, like but, along with the comma, like this. The doctor can travel through time and space, but he always brings a companion with him. This can also be fixed by using a semicolon, but we'll get to that in a later video.
We will continue covering comma usage next week. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to Amy for asking the question.
Thank you, Amy.
If you have any other questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next week.
Bye!